Are you still using the classic WordPress editor or a page builder? Well, it's time for an upgrade. The WordPress block editor is game-changing when it comes to easily updating content, adding new layouts, and applying a brand style to your website in a consistent way. Today, we'll dive into the reasons that you need to consider changing your WordPress site to a block-based theme, utilizing patterns and synchronized patterns with overrides so that you can control your content on a global scale throughout your website and have lightning fast performance and have happy content editors and, better yet, happy developers. What is a block-based theme? The block-based theme, in a nutshell, gives you complete control over your website. So your header, your footer, sections on your page. We'll get into what patterns are and what synchronized patterns are a little bit later in this video, but basically you'll have a nice pattern kit where you can just easily insert sections when you're building out landing pages, and then you can also have global synchronized patterns where you can update the content once and it'll update everywhere, or you can update the styling of that layout also and it'll update everywhere. No more relying on rigid themes riddled with customizations and third-party libraries that deprecate and become insecure, because you can just build a block-based theme right off of WordPress native, so all you have to worry about is just getting updates from WordPress, and then maybe some minor lightweight plugins that we've always used with WordPress, like duplicate pages and any other plugins that are block-based specific so that you can stay in that block-based ecosystem. So it makes me happy. The days of custom premium themes are over, and websites can now have their own block-based theme that scales and grows with their business. So what are block patterns in the WordPress editor? A pattern is essentially a section that lays out content, whether that be an image, heading, text, button, or a big cover section with a background image, heading. However, basically a pattern is a predetermined, pre-designed section that you can save in your patterns library so that when you go and you build out your landing pages, you can just pick pattern A, B, C, D, and a page is just laid out instantly. It matches your brand style guides, your website's UI kit for spacing consistency, typography consistency, without you having to worry about anything. And then all you have to do is fill out the content and swap out the images and you're good to go. Another big feature with patterns is the synchronized patterns, also known as global patterns, but like they renamed it to synchronized patterns. A synchronized pattern is a global pattern that if you change the content once, wherever that pattern's used on your website, it'll change it in every instance. So let's say you have a call to action section that you're using on almost every landing page and you want to change up the messaging. Maybe you got a really good test back from a landing page and said, hey, this messaging works. I want to change the CTAs for all of our landing pages. You just tap into that synchronized pattern, change it there, and then every place that pattern is implemented will update without you having to go and find it on every single page and update it. Another powerful feature that recently rolled out in June 2024 is synchronized patterns with the ability to override. This is powerful not only on the content editor side, but also on the developer side. So let's say you created a bunch of synchronized patterns, like maybe for a hero, or a certain section is a product offering, or it's a section that you use a lot that you want to make sure that layout from a styling perspective is consistent, but you want the content to change. A synchronized pattern with overrides allows you to keep the styling and the layout of your pattern, but then you're able to get into those specific instances and override the content. So if it's a title, if it's a text field, if it's an image, you can just change the content and then you can keep the synchronized style in place. So if you don't have overrides enabled, it's just you update the content at the synchronized pattern level and it updates everywhere. If you have overrides enabled, you can use a synchronized pattern in multiple locations, but you can override that content so that the global changes from a content perspective doesn't override it, but you can keep the styling the same as that pattern. Really great for if you have, like, again, sections that you like to use a lot, and you don't want to, if you ever want to have to change that styling, you don't want to have to, you know, go through and like, you know, detach it from the pattern, and then like you have a bunch of like random detached patterns out there. You can control the styling globally and then override the content. The block-based themes perform way above and beyond the classic themes and any premium themes that are loaded with customizations that you're going to buy. It uses React, which is a modern JavaScript framework to produce the blocks. It has optimized builds and styles so that, like, when you're using specific WordPress variables for colors and spacing, etc., all that CSS is optimized already out of the gate. You don't have to do any post-deployment optimizations. And from an SEO perspective, the block editor is really honing in on those core web vital metrics that Google's looking for. So by starting on a block-based theme, you're already going to be way above the rest who are still on classic themes and highly customized premium themes. The content editor and the developer experience of the block-based themes is just so delightful. From a content editor perspective, you don't have to worry about, are my sections going to change when I you know, build a page. The patterns keep all that styling intact for you. You just have to focus on the content and the copywriting and what that CTA is. Also, the block editor works well with blog posts and custom post types as well. So you're able to easily, you know, again, utilize patterns within blog posts and custom post types. So again, your theme is perfect from the beginning, matches your brand, and you never have to worry about it again. From a developer standpoint, us developers can use the theme.json file to define your global typography, your spacing, your colors, how we want the editor experience to be. We can turn on different features. Like if we don't want the content editors messing with spacing because spacing is defined globally, we can actually turn the spacing settings off so that the content editors can only focus in on uploading content, changing colors for backgrounds and things, but that could be about it. So we have complete control over which options we can allow the content editor to use. And building blocks and extending native WordPress for blocks is a really nice experience. It uses React, it uses JavaScript, and it has really nice build processes to allow developers to quickly produce custom blocks for your theme. Switching to the WordPress block editor is not just keeping up with the times. It's future-proofing your WordPress site to be on the new standard for WordPress. WordPress has already said that block-based themes are here to stay. The ecosystem is growing quickly. And me personally, since I started working on block-based themes, I can't go back to classic themes. It's just way more efficient. You can get way more consistent UIs, and the content editors love it. It's just very easy for them to just build pages and update content. If you're thinking about switching to the block-based theme and utilizing the block editor in WordPress to take your business's website to the next level, click the free website audit below and we'll be able to help determine what type of a lift that is and, you know, how quickly you can move to the block-based editor in WordPress.